the 10th of June 2025, Jupiter will be entering the sign of Cancer and beginning a year-long transit. And because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, this transit has a special kind of significance to it. So we can expect to see more emotional growth, support, and expansion in certain areas of our lives. In today's episode, I'll be taking you through how this rare transit could play out based on your rising sign. So stay tuned to find out what this transit could mean for you. Hi, I'm Sophie. I make videos about astrology and how to use it to navigate life's complexities. If you enjoy deep dive astrology through a practical lens, then check out some of my other videos, or you can book a private reading with me. Links are in the description below. So before we dive into the signs, let's zoom out and explore the meaning of Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter takes 12 years to travel through the zodiac and spends approximately 1 year in each sign. So each Jupiter transit is significant, but this transit is notably more significant because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. Exaltation essentially means to be lifted up or elevated. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it's deeply connected to things like nourishment, memory, and the creation of life, while Jupiter governs expansion, vision, and divine order. So when Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer, we have a blending of these forces, which makes for a very fertile and expansive time. This transit feels like a much needed rehydration and is asking us to invest our energy into what emotionally sustains us so that we can start to grow something meaningful. It's worth looking back to the last time Jupiter was in Cancer between 2013 and 2014 to see what kinds of themes were active for you at that time, because you might find some similar themes emerge over the next year. But while this transit is lovely, it doesn't happen in isolation, and so we need to be aware of other planetary forces that might also have an impact. Saturn will be in the early degrees of Aries, having just moved into that sign on the 25th of May. This will be a square aspect between the two planets, adding an element of tension between the Jupiterian desire for life, growth, and expansion, and the Saturnian impulse for contraction, limits, and delays. So, keeping that in mind, let's run through the Jupiter in Cancer transit for each sign, starting with Aries Rising. This transit will land in your 4th house, bringing beneficial growth into your home, family, or living situation. This could look like literal expansion within your home or family unit, or it could look like a renewed focus on nurturing your roots or your private life. The potential challenge comes from Saturn squaring Jupiter from your 1st house. There may be some pressure coming from Saturn, particularly in your sense of identity or need to individuate, but Saturn can bring longevity and structure to actually help crystallize whatever growth is going on in the 4th house and bring it into reality. For Taurus risings, this transit will be going through your 3rd house, bringing beneficial growth into your daily life, communication, and learning. This could show up as expansion through your community, a deeper connection to your siblings or neighbors, or an increase in mental stimulation and learning opportunities. It's an ideal time to nurture your inner world and mindset for long-term growth. But keep in mind that Saturn will be squaring Jupiter from your 12th house, potentially bringing some tension. But with awareness, this can be a valuable influence. So pay attention to what surfaces during moments of solitude, as the signs will guide you to a more grounded and strengthened way of showing up in your everyday life. For Gemini risings, this transit will activate your 2nd house, bringing beneficial growth to your finances, resources, and personal values. You might start to see tangible growth in your material world, or just a stronger sense of what you truly value. This is a great time for creating resources and manifesting financial growth. The potential challenge will come from Saturn squaring Jupiter from your 11th house, which may bring some tension to your social groups or long-term aspirations. But this could be an opportunity to align your financial goals with your long-term vision, as Saturn can help you earn more respect and recognition within your field, and ultimately bringing your bigger dreams into form. For Cancer risings, this transit will land in your first house, bringing beneficial growth to your personal life, sense of identity, and physical vitality. You may notice a stronger connection to your needs, a deeper desire for self-nurturing, or a general sense of emotional growth. Your Cancerian nature may feel more prominent, and you might find yourself more inclined to indulge in creature comforts. The potential challenge comes from Saturn squaring Jupiter from your 10th house, which could reflect some pressure coming from your public role, career obligations, or your long-term responsibilities. But with awareness, this transit could be an opportunity to shape your identity through the lens of responsibility, creating stronger boundaries between your inner world and outer roles by letting your public life support you rather than drain you. For Leo risings, this transit will activate your 12th house, bringing growth to the more hidden and subconscious areas of your life. This could manifest as things like spiritual insight, emotional healing, or deeper inner processing. This transit might not be obvious on the surface, but it would be quietly nourishing your inner world, and over time you might find it helps you access hidden wisdom or release emotional weight and help you unravel subconscious patterns. So it's an ideal time for healing work and shadow work in a safe and supportive setting. The challenges will arise from Saturn squaring Jupiter from your 9th house, bringing structure to your beliefs and philosophical views, which may feel at odds with the non-linear, intuitive work of the 12th house. But if you're willing to stay open and question some of your beliefs, this tension could lead to deeper healing and more integrated spiritual work. For Virgo risings, this transit will be going through your 11th house, bringing beneficial growth to your social networks, friendships, and long-term aspirations. This is a great time to invest in your social community, especially those connections that feel most aligned and emotionally safe. New friendship groups or collaborative opportunities could be particularly fertile, especially relationships that help support your goals. The tension comes from Saturn squaring Jupiter from your 8th house, which could activate deeper emotional themes around trust, vulnerability, and shared power. So stay mindful of hidden dynamics within your social life or community role, and you'll be able to create clearer boundaries and stronger, more authentic connections. For Libra rising, this transit will activate your 10th house, bringing beneficial growth to your public life, career path, and your life direction. This could show up as new responsibilities, a leadership role, or just a sense of being more visible and recognized. This could also come through in your family roles, such as becoming a parent or stepping into a caretaking position. The square from Saturn in your 7th house could highlight relationship obligations or business partnerships that could feel at odds with your career momentum. But if you navigate this consciously, you might find that both roles can support each other. Your personal partnerships could become the scaffolding that holds your public life in place. For Scorpio risings, this transit will be going through your 9th house, bringing growth to your beliefs, knowledge, spirituality, and travel. This could be a time for making meaning, whether that comes from academic pursuits, cultural experiences, or spiritual growth. You might feel a renewed desire to explore the world or deepen your understanding of something bigger than yourself. The square from Saturn in your 6th house might create some tension between the expansive vision of the 9th house and the practical demands of work, health, and daily routines. But with awareness, this could be an opportunity to integrate those big picture ideas into your everyday life, allowing your daily routines to support your spiritual and intellectual growth. For Sagittarius risings, this transit will be going through your 8th house, bringing growth to your shared resources and karmic obligations. You might get financial support from others or an increase in investments, or this could be a time for healing with inherited patterns or karmic bonds, particularly when it comes to power dynamics. The square from Saturn in your 5th house could create some tension between your desire for self-expression and creativity and the more complex karmic dynamics that you're navigating. This may show up in creative blocks, romantic complications, or questions of how much of yourself to reveal to others. But with awareness, this could help you step into deeper levels of intimacy in a way that's more secure and contained. For Capricorn risings, this transit will land in your 7th house, bringing growth to your one-to-one relationships and significant partnerships. This could be the beginning of an important connection or a period of renewal for an existing one. Jupiter in Cancer will be encouraging emotional bonding, safety, and union, whether that's a romantic partnership or platonic. Saturn squaring Jupiter from your 4th house brings a layer of responsibility from your family or home life, which could create some tension. But it is possible for this transit to be constructive if you allow your foundations to adjust. You could bring structure into your partnership and root them into something more enduring. For Aquarius risings, this transit will be going through your 6th house, bringing growth to your daily routines, health, work life, and responsibilities. This is a great time to nurture your wellness habits or refine your working rhythms in a way that supports nourishment rather than depletion. Jupiter here can bring a sense of ease and flow into your tasks or help you align more with your sense of purpose in service. The square from Saturn in your 3rd house could tighten your mental environment, possibly needing more focus or discipline or clearer boundaries with your time and energy. But with awareness, this could help you move towards more intentional productivity and thoughtful communication, especially in your day-to-day responsibilities. For Pisces risings, this transit will be going through your 5th house, bringing growth to the topics of creativity, pleasure, children, and self-expression. As this is an especially fertile transit, it's an ideal time for birthing something new, whether that's a child or a passion project. You might feel inspired to connect to your inner artist, your romantic energy, or just have a heightened sense of childlike playfulness. The square from Saturn in your 2nd house may raise questions about financial sustainability or personal values. This could make you feel pulled between creative freedom and material responsibility. But with intention, this can actually help you build a more structured foundation to support your joy, so that your creative energy has a more lasting impact. So that is the forecast for Jupiter in Cancer. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And let me know in the comments what you're hoping Jupiter will help to grow this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.